At the invitation of Russian President Vladimir Putin, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev visited Omsk to participate in the 22nd Kazakhstan-Russia Inter-Regional Cooperation Forum. The leaders discussed key areas of their strategic partnership, while officials and business representatives focused on new joint projects in industry, logistics, energy and digitalization. The main takeaways in our next segment.
This is the third time Omsk has hosted the forum, returning to the city where it all began more than 2 decades ago. This year's discussion focused on building a unified transport and logistics ecosystem. The figures highlight why. Rail freight between Kazakhstan and Russia reached 92 million tons last year. Transit through Kazakhstan is also expanding rapidly. Container traffic along the China-Kazakhstan-Russia route has increased 8-fold over the past 5 years, surpassing the milestone of 1 million containers shipped. Road freight has also continued to grow, reaching nearly 8.5 million tons last year.
В текущих международных реалиях тема форума имеет исключительно важное значение.
Given today's international realities, the theme of this forum carries exceptional importance. Kazakhstan and Russia, sharing the longest continuous land border in the world, are destined to play a leading role in shaping the transport and logistics architecture of the Eurasia. This is a key factor in our country's global competitiveness amid today's complex geopolitical environment. Together, we are addressing every challenge in this field, consistently developing infrastructure and strengthening our transit potential.
Последовательно развиваем инфраструктуру, укрепляем транзитный потенциал.
One symbol of that transit potential is the Irtysh River. Once a major shipping route in the last century, it's now returning to commercial use. Last year, it carried an oversized autoclave that could not have been transported by any other means. But the river's role extends beyond logistics, as it's also closely linked to Kazakhstan's hydropower ambitions.
The route we're discussing is actually multimodal, up to Lake Zaysan, then transferred onto rail toward China, since navigation isn't possible beyond that point. Right now we're studying the feasibility of building a second phase of the Shoba hydropower plant, which means working out where the counter-regulator will sit, and that will affect the river's course at its flows. It's possible we'll need to regulate it in some way, with locks. So all of these questions will be resolved as a package.
Необходимо будет каким-то образом регулировать его, понимаете, да, шлюзы ставить. Поэтому все эти вопросы, они в комплексе будут решаться.
Digital integration was another major focus. Kazakhstan proposed piloting a digital transport corridor with Russia, built on existing digital platforms. Border crossing would operate through a single window system.
Первая цифровизация – это
The first step in digitalization involves consolidating all cross-border services into a single window system. We're also planning to establish service zones at the busiest points, high-volume freight vehicle crossings. We call this staging areas or holding zones, where all preliminary procedures, customs, administrative, and so forth will be carried out. Once these procedures are complete, and provided the vehicle faces no objections from state authorities and has cleared all sanitary and phytosanitary checks, it proceeds to the actual checkpoint and crosses it in 5 minutes.
Далее идет на пункт пропуска и буквально за 5 минут пересекает данный пункт пропуска.
Officials are also looking to strengthen regional connectivity. President Tokayev proposed launching new direct flights between Astana and major Russian cities, alongside expanding cross-border tourism. Under the proposed 500-plus initiative, direct air links would gradually be introduced between Astana and the Russian border cities, with a population of more than 500,000. On the trade side, nearly a third of foreign invested companies in Kazakhstan are Russian, and turnover between the two countries grew 9.6% over the first 5 months of the year, putting the two leaders' target of $30 billion within reach. Almir Amirov, New Time.